Wow. So it's been a long time since we've been on this thing right here.
What's up, bitches?
Oh man. It's
Greetings
myself.
to you all.
Greetings. This is Yusuf and the brother Tim back with the Cocktails and Conversation, and it's been me. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. It's been me. Like for the past for however long it's been me. Everybody been telling Yusuf, get this going, Yusuf, going. And I just be like, oh man, I got, and I'm gonna tell everybody I'm turning 40. So the thing is,
yeah,
excuses don't get you nowhere.
Nah,
not at all. They build a bridge to nowhere. So cut all the excuses out and just do them. I mean, if anything COVID would have taught us over this past few years is just do it.
Yep.
So we're not making no excuses. The girl, Keisha, will join us at some point and some other folks, and we're going to keep expanding this out. We're going to start with the audio first, and then we'll move to the video real soon. But right now, Cocktails and Conversation is back. But the conversation starts with the brothers because
that's right.
We need to get back to.
We'll post the picture if you want to see.
It still look like the same person with less hair though. Less hair. Oh man, you still got your hair, man.
That hairline moonwalking back. About to get that spray again.
Yours is moonwalking, mine just doing disappearing that Patch City, baby. Patch City.
Man, please, you gonna see me. I'm gonna get me one of them units.
Oh man,
like man, please, I'm gonna be sexy. You're like, man, your hairline by your eyebrows. Like, give me the LeBron special.
Oh wow!
Oh, I want to be like what his name is
Neon Dion?
Nah, like your boy Stevie Wonder.
Oh man, no, that's messed up, bro.
Hey, man, you can't feel that.
I know you can't see it, but
that breeze by your ear.
Oh, your people.
Oh man, they gonna get me, man. They gonna get me.
I ain't got nothing to do with that, bro. The truth is. So, let's start. We back, man. Let's just do some catching up.
Yeah.
Man, it's been 2 years. So you're now married.
Yeah, married, man. Shit, I've been married 4 years now.
4 years.
Yeah, man.
So you were married when we first started the show?
Yep, I pretended.
Hey. You there, brother?
Happily, man.
Okay,
got the new kid now, man. So.
Oh yes. You gotta give everybody tell her the name.
Yeah, Leia, Princess. Y'all know I'm a Star Wars fan, so her name is Leia. She's 2 years old.
Oh, I always wonder when you name your child like that. Can Star Wars be like, I got a trademark on your baby?
See, we thought she was gonna be twins, so it's gonna be Luke and Leia. But she just turned out to be a really big baby.
Oh man,
she was almost 10 pounds.
Ooh, what was she eating?
Everything.
I understand that. Shout out to my son's mother. She didn't eat everything, but she ate. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she definitely ate. That was an experience right there. So I feel you.
Yeah, man.
What else is due?
Well, let's see. We're trying to get everything done with the channel. I'm switching the name over.
Okay.
So, the name was Nurchandise. And I was like, cool. Then I found out someone already had the name of the studios for 2 years prior to me.
Oh, man. That's messed up right there.
No, actually, 3 years prior to me, but I was kind of proud of that because I know the concept worked. They were doing the exact same thing that I'm doing.
Oh, man. Then it works. So I know I'm doing good then.
Exactly.
I got you. Okay, cool.
So I can do it better. I'm being very honest. It's a German company. And shout out to them. But I think I can expand on what I'm doing in a black way. And so I'm changing the name. Ain't going to put it out there yet.
Darkness, motherfucker. Darkness, everybody.
I ain't going to put it out there yet. But it's going to be more integrating with all of my skills. Just hiring people to do a stellar job this time. And the good thing is I can do my tax write-offs, do everything right this way.
Shout out to the tax man.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Shout
man.
out to the tax man.
Use my business cards to do it this way. And so I'm working on two small short films this year. And I want to do the whole thing, doing the special effects and everything.
Gotcha.
I'm still practicing with special effects.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a lot of practical effects too. So It's going to be like mass creatures, the whole nine. So I'm gonna do some short films and see if I can get it pitched out there and go from there.
Praise be to God.
So if you're an actor, I'm telling you, boy. I pay. I might not be able to pay you big bucks, but I pay.
But that man said, I pay. Let's go.
You know, I cut checks.
Okay, hey, that's what's up. For me, myself, and I am divorced. I've been divorced, but wasn't telling nobody for a long time just because it wasn't my business. You know how
I'm free.
I still have 2 beautiful children. Shout out to both of them. What else? I am still doing my festivals.
Okay.
This year, or the Sweet Auburn Music Fest, we're looking to do something real special. So keep listening as I get ready for that one. In the midst of it, so I got something for you. I've been working with.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Right. So I'm working to get some stuff done with them. So I might be able to help you out on the back end. We talk about that later on. But shout out.
I'm going to cut you off, but we had a ball last festival. We had a ball.
Well, this festival, I'm trying to.
Oh, you got to put the name out there, man.
Sweet Auburn Music Fest. That's right. I got Sweet Auburn Music Fest. We do the Fish Fry Festival.
Yeah.
I'm working with my younger sister. She wants to put together this Lock Festival or Lock Expo here in the city of Atlanta. I work with a few other ones, but those 3 are my babies. Yeah. And the Sweet Auburn Music Fest takes place here in the city of Atlanta. It is September 30th and October 1st. I'm going to do some more stuff with it. But check us out again, Sweet Auburn Music Fest. It's the place where good food, great music, where there's so many things that divide people, but we use the umbrella of music to bring everybody together, put some food in it, put a little philanthropic undercurrent, and you have a big party out there. Yeah. When I say this year with the party we plan to do, my goal is to shut down the city and shut down downtown.
And see, what people didn't realize is it attracted, especially last year, it was everybody out there.
A lot of folks.
Everybody, every background. I mean, yes. it was fun too.
We shout out to then running Stacey Abrams for governor. She came out. A big shout out to our new mayor at that point, Andre Dickens. He came out, and bigger shouts out to a few other people and Pastor Jamal Bryant. We're doing church on Sundays out there. Okay. Church in the streets. So last year was the first time doing it. This year, we're looking to take this to a whole new level. So big shout out to Pastor Jamal Bryant. His goal is to get out to the streets. He says that he's been trying to get to the people and the people aren't coming to him. So guess what? I'm going to the people. So wherever you at, I'm coming to. So he started with the streets over at the Sweet Auburn Music Fest. So we're going to make it big, baby. I'm trying to just work with your boy. That's how we're trying to just work with your boy. Just a little something. So other than that, man, I'm alive. Oh, I almost died because of COVID. I forgot, COVID the past 2 years. So we can talk about that a little bit. Definitely real. Yeah. I've always thought it was real. However, when it hit you real, and I got sent to the hospital for about a week. I think 2001, November, like the last month of it.
2021. Wait a minute.
2021.
Wait a minute.
I had that pre-COVID.
I knew that was a plan.
It was playing this all along. So 2021, I spent a week in the hospital. All my organs shut down. And what's crazy about that is the doctor didn't know it till after I got out. He got the report. And he called me like, I forgot. I don't want to alarm you, but going over your records and stuff, this is what happened while you were sitting here. I was like,
but now when I called him like, how you doing, man? I'm good, man. This man about to code out. What is that long? Man, it's nothing, man. You know, I like meditation music. What's going on?
Yeah, I was in there chilling, man. I was my temperature was around 105 degrees for like every night for like a week.
Dog,
bruh. And no. Even worse, the air conditioning in my room didn't work.
Oh man!
So I'm just running in there. Then got the bowel movement running. Boy, it was hell. Nice. But what it allowed me to do, this is why you and I started this thing out, is when we start coming into the realization of self and that connection with God. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking about I ain't cried in years. Like really real. I ain't cried in years. And I was sitting in that hospital, and when the thought of yo, it's about to die.
Yeah.
You'll sit down and start talking to God in ways you ain't never talked.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're asking him, and this is the biggest thing that I've learned from this session of COVID right now, is that too often, and this is why, again, we're starting with just two grown men having a conversation. And for all you all coming back to Cocktails and Conversation, those who've never heard it before, Cocktails and Conversation is not about alcohol in no way. I'm just being honest with you.
Or shrimp.
It's about none of that stuff. Our slogan is real adults having real conversations about real shit. That is honestly what we are. However, the conversations are about real things in life. So the cocktail, we all know, is a mixed drink. Mm-hmm. The cocktails of this show will be the diverse group of people that will sit on behind these microphones and talk. The conversation is actually the drink that you will bring in, that you will take in, because we're not going to talk about sex and debauchery and filth. We may indulge in certain parts of it because it's adult life. However, we're not going to get down into the funky of it, because you go someplace else and get that. Yeah. You can go online, watch some porn, go on Instagram, TikTok, watch somebody shake their butt, whatever you want to do. That ain't for us. So if you're looking for that, peace out. Sorry, this ain't the place for you.
Y'all ain't got no singles anyway.
yeah, well, you gotta have 20s nowadays. You can't be single nowadays.
Pre-COVID.
Right. This is that new age. You gotta have 20s, 50s, and 100s. That's all the conversation. But right now, this is adult. So what I'm saying, that what I learned, that I'm turning 40. God willing, I'm turning 40, man. This is a beautiful thing.
Welcome to the dark side.
To the dark side. And dude was like, 40 is the new 30. Nah, man, 40 is 40. Like, I'm not caring about, I'm maturing. If I was going back to what I was doing at 30, I'm messed up. I'm a new grown man. Let's go forward. Yep. And the thing that I was sitting out here getting conversation about the other day, look at that sound. We can get into our ear now. So the thing that I learned as I was sitting here reflecting, because shout out to Miss Temple Jackson. She'll be here on one of our shows at one point soon. She is I won't call her a motivator, but she's really not. She's in the meditation and manifesting. And she, over the past few months, I've been dealing with her and get me in some conversation, and when she come on, y'all meet her. I'll drop her stuff before, but I'm trying to tell y'all, manifesting, I really never got into it. My mom always said something, and then you get older, you start listening. I start getting into manifesting, the reading, the meditation more. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful thing. And my little coach, Temple Jackson, she's always sending me stuff and cussing me out because I don't do it on time. But it is what it is. Shout out to you. I'm still keep using you, sister. But the thing that I was realizing, get back to it, is that, and correct me if I'm wrong in this one, is that too often, most of us have been asking God for what we want in our life.
That's true.
Instead of asking God, what do you want me to do?
That's the truth.
Brother. So.
That's the truth. I done messed up doing it my way.
Right. I'm fucking up doing it my way.
What you talking about?
Bruh.
It's my third marriage, bro. It's like, until I asked what was best for me, it didn't work. It didn't work. And, we do that all the time, because especially multi-talented people like you and I, because you got all these talents, but you did not ask for directions. Ooh. It's just like, why cars don't have problems, because cars know what manufacturer they are. So when you go to like a dealership and, the dealership made the car, when you go to, they presented the car, we don't ask what our function is. We don't ask like, okay, well, I enjoy this, I do that. We don't know how to listen. We'll ask, but we don't know how to listen. And then when we hear, we don't agree with what we hear. Like God don't know best. Like He didn't create us.
Like, now I like the way you did that.
Exactly.
I know you want me to do this, but I don't think you did it right. So I'm going to do it my way. Turn this phone down. Go ahead.
But one thing that I learned is the other thing is when he give you the answer, a lot of times it's already something that's in your heart. It's already something that's always been there. Like the thing that we should be doing, the direction, especially when it comes to what we should be doing in life. It's almost like we don't believe what we hear. Sometimes you got to go back to that thing. And I was reading the scripture. He said that what he put in your heart, he already approved. And so a lot of times we don't check what's in our heart because God didn't put that there.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, the person that you like is not your type. That's something you got from somewhere else. Or the direction that you should be going in life, it's in your heart, but God didn't put it there.
What you need versus what you want.
Exactly.
And the maturity factor when we get older starts to tell you these things.
Exactly.
Like, bruh, I feel what you're doing. But, so, we both have children now. And having children, you have a daughter. Wait till you get a son. It's a whole new world.
Oh, Jesus.
Right. Because you can look at like I look at my daughter and be like, girl, what the hell? And she's thinking she's getting over her time and she's sneaking to get a cookie or whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, I knew it before you went and got the cookie. Like, what are you? And she'll look at me like, I didn't do it, Daddy. Naima, go put the damn cookie back. Like, stop doing this, Naima. And I'm not about to holler and beat you behind because the whole thing, I want you to learn. So I'm going to say, so my father, Allah Akbar, I love my father. I'm maturing more. My father was not the disciplinary in my family. It was my mother. She would beat your ass 95 going north, 85 quickly. Like my mother has when they talk about the mothers who could throw something across the room and get that target real good, that's my mama. I don't care if she was 50 yards out. If you was acting up, she can hit you. My father would be conversation after conversation. The running joke with our brother and sister is that, Dad, I'd rather you whoop our behind and sit here and get this lecture.
Can I get the ass whipping, please?
Right. Ass whipping, please. Like,
ass whipping for 100, Daddy.
Please. Thank you. Get this over with. My butt be sore for a few, but I'm gone. But I will look back on these conversations as I got older and be like, damn. Mm-hmm. I feel it, though. Mm-hmm. And now my children getting older, I'm like, I don't want to whoop them. Let me talk to you. Mm-hmm. Let me give you some knowledge that will plant a seed that I'm praying that it gets planted and grows in a time period that, okay, they're 12. I don't have to go over the same thing of why this is wrong. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, all this maturity stuff is getting beautiful.
It's a wonderful thing because I was just thinking about, turning 40 was a whole point for me because I lost my grandmother, lost one of my good friends, and he actually passed the night of his birthday celebration.
What's his name?
Sid.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Rasul was hitting me up about that.
Yeah, man, that hurt. I mean, I've known him since middle school, man, and that hurt bad. And it was like, man, time goes on and things happen, but it really quickens you into how precious time is.
Bruh.
And what you should be doing with your time and who you should be spending your time with.
Bruh.
And it's like, you look back on your 20s and you look back on your 30s, it's like, okay. And at first I used to look at it, that was wasted time. But it wasn't.
Never.
Because that got me here. Every time that I look at, okay, well, what brought me here? What can bring me to the next place? It's those things that you do. Because if you don't make those mistakes, you don't learn. My grandmother used to say, you know what? A bought lesson is better than one told.
Woo!
Because once you buy it, you paid for it.
Yes.
And it belongs to you. And it ain't nothing for... When you got to pay for a lesson, you be like, oh, God, why didn't I listen? Because for you, it took a whole lot more. Mm. Sometimes your mama beat your ass. Sometimes life will.
And that life whoop,
man, look,
different kind of ass whooping.
I would rather take mamas.
Oh, right. Oh man. So Keep going.
Nah, I'm sitting up here drinking this banana soda.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all. Y'all got to try all of the Jamaican treats.
Jamaican treats. I like ginger beer.
Man, look, I love ginger beer. And now that I'm getting old, I can't be consuming the actual beer like that.
But ginger beer ain't nothing but sugar.
Well, exactly. And I'm trying to cut down on all my other intake of bad foods and stuff too.
Vices, man. Vices. We getting older and vices hitting you differently.
Look, that's one thing about it is like, being older, you understand your vices. You understand your vices, but it's up to you to do something about it.
Man.
If you can't be around certain things, you say, okay, I'm gonna do it this way. One thing that I've learned is that I replace a lot of things.
What do you mean?
So if you have a vice for something, you replace it with something else. So you remember, 20s and 30s, that's all I did was work out.
Yeah.
And I replaced that with snacking. Like, woo, what is that?
So I gotta give you the metaphysical version of that one. So a person who's sexaholic, but that's what the reality of what it is. A person who's into sex a lot is a lower vice. Mm-hmm. So when what's called getting disciplined to control these urges, not just replacing them. That's what happens so often. We replace an urge with instead of disciplining that urge. Mm-hmm. So when you replace the urge of sex, most folks turn to food. Mm-hmm. So if you look at a person who's a nympho, when they stop having sex, they get fat all of a sudden. I look at that and I'm like, what the hell happened to you? Because you never disciplined that urge and you just moved it to something else.
Exactly.
So
and never settled whatever that was, because it's always something hidden underneath.
That's it.
It's always something hidden.
That's it. It's something there that's making you do these things, and you have not disciplined, control, figured out, why am I doing this? Why am I, chasing all these women? And it's like I'm never gratified for it. I'm just doing it for the, for the thrill of it. And it's not even a thrill after a while. It's just, I can do it, so I can do it.
Exactly. A lot of us, one thing I found about the measure of a man that spends time in silence, a man that spends time in jail, a man that spends time unemployed, a man that spends time heartbroken, a man that spends time broken, and they make it on the other side, they're more powerful than any man because they are forced to do something that most men never do. That's to face themselves and to face God. And once you face God, a lot of people can face God, but they can't turn around and face themselves again because God will forgive you.
Yep.
God will turn to you as a real father.
Yep.
But then when they have to go back and they have to look at who they really are, a lot of motherfuckers will hide behind my job. Well, I'm a doctor, I'm a psychologist, or I'm an entrepreneur. I make this money. I got these women. I got this. None of that.
Money, hoes, and clothes. I mean, nothing.
Nothing.
People. Nothing at all.
But when you're broken and you can't turn to any of that, when you're in a situation where nothing can save you, nothing. You are forced to look at who you really are.
Keep going, brother.
I know you got something. But you know what? It's one of those things where when you do face that, a lot of times it's ourselves that we face. It's that dark side. And one thing I had to learn is like a lot of men, they go, oh, I have a temper and I got this. No, use that. That's you. That's you. You have to accept that part of you. That you were given every talent and every gift for a reason. But you brought a very good point. You have to control it. You have to discipline it. Anger has a place. Like there's a time for peace, but there's definitely a time for war. But you have to use it with discipline. Even peace has to be used with discipline. When we are in those points where we have to face ourselves, some of us have to face our success. And that's a whole nother ballgame. Because all of us get to a point where it feels like everything that we touch turned to gold. And then you get to one of the days you're like, damn, everything I touch turns shit. What happened? But the thing is, you face who you really are. That's where you're made. You're not made in those good times. Anybody can enjoy good times. And you got all the women and all the friends and all the opportunity.
All the money, all that stuff.
The cars, the clothes, all of that comes. And then what you really find out is when you stay there for so long, you honestly understand that it don't mean shit. These people don't care about me. This cars come and go. Money come and go. Places, houses, apartments, high rises, friends, good times, those things come and go. But the thing is, you will be who you are. And a lot of times you feel like, man, you know what? I wonder what they're going to think. And then you wonder, what am I going to think? And then the other thing is, what does God know? It ain't about you. It never was.
Never, ever.
It never really was.
Ever.
You know, but at the same time, it is. It's all about you. And that's the conundrum. It's not about you, but it really is. And when losing somebody as powerful as my grandmother, and everybody has a story. They have those powerful people who cannot be replaced. You meet one-of-a-kind people. But the funny thing about Earth is no matter what, it keeps going.
Ooh.
It don't matter who you are.
Brother.
You come and go,
brother,
and the Earth keep turning.
Brother. Man, so my brother Vaughn Rockwell, he'll be on the show 1.2. I have to bring him on to talk about his pain. So he had his son, one of my nephews. He was taken in the most unfortunate manners. But through his passing, it showed light to everyone around him. Because he wasn't like, when they say the good die young, when I say this boy was good, he was freaking exceptional. I remember 7 years old, he's modeling for Steve Harvey. At 12-ish, something like that, the boy spoke 6 languages. His mama taught him 2, he taught himself 4 more.
Wow. Chess
master. I mean, talk about anything that you want to see your son doing, this boy was it.
Shoot, I want to grow up and be him.
Right.
Dog.
At 21, 4 days, I think, after his birthday, his life was taken by a drunk driver.
Man.
And the thing about it was that his passing was to show other people, all these youth that grew up around him, everyone looked up to the young boy. Like me, I'm looking up to him because I'm like, damn, look what this little kid did. I'm looking at his mom too. Like, if this can be done, I want my son to do this.
Exactly.
So everyone looked up to him. But the thing is, like, after he passed, it's like, where I'm sitting at a service, I'm like, man, life continues to go on.
Yeah.
We're burying him here, and this will be his last time seeing light. And life goes on. But what is the lesson that we're learning while life is going on?
Exactly.
Are you learning the lesson, or are you just going through the motion?
Exactly.
And then, like you said, that bought lesson versus that paid lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Which one are you going to get out of this? And you don't want to get the lesson that you have to go ahead and do the same thing to say, God, now I got it.
Exactly.
So
I think that's why a lot of us stay here so long. Because I look at the beauty of it. Time, to me, time really doesn't exist. We judge time in a very goofy way. You know, our little mud ball spinning around, and you know, it doesn't mean anything on a celestial scale. However, it means everything to the people that loves us, and especially to ourselves. That's why one person, you can be sitting in the same room with somebody, and they feel like the time flew by. And the other person feel like, man, it's taking forever. So, and I think that life is like that, you know.
Perspective.
I really honestly believe that that's a blessing to have perspective. Like God bless us with certain ways of viewing life. And for a man that might live but 21 years, like Pac lived, 25 years? It's nothing. But he did so much. And the way that we spend time, to you, it might be fast. To them, it might be going on forever. And then there are those who live a long, full life. But to them, it feels like it's flying by. like for instance, it feels like 23 was yesterday. 40.
Right. And all I do is my time.
You go to jump or play basketball, you 40.
You definitely 40, Playboy. You ain't 23 no more.
But it's one of those things. It's a blessing to still be here. It's a blessing to be able to enjoy my children, to be able to enjoy my life, my friends, my family. But also, it makes me utilize my time wisely. It's like, okay, well, what am I doing? How am I enjoying? Am I experiencing life to the fullest? Or am I just scrolling through my Facebook feed? What am I adding? What was the whole purpose? And the thing is, I'm learning now that I don't even ask those questions anymore because I'm in the moment. And the thing is, I enjoy my moments. And, having a child that asks certain questions, I'm learning to be fully engaged. Having the right wife now, finally.
Right.
I'm learning to be fully engaged.
Right.
And sometimes we get distracted and, hey, it's okay. But the thing is, are you choosing that? What's taking the time that you have? Is it something that you chose or is something that you're being manipulated out of? And like now, there's so much information out there. This is truly the information age. But is it relevant?
It's over in dating. I think that's the word I want to use right now. But the thing is that we have so much useless information going
exactly.
on. And when you're young, it's not even about young. I hate the word young at this point in my life. When you're immature, because the difference between old and young, mature and immature. You can be young in age, but more brilliant and mature than grown adults. I've said since I was a young child, it is Halloween 365 because you have a bunch of little boys dressed as grown men running around.
Yeah, what you talking about?
And it's nothing against us, but the reality of it is this, bro, when you gonna grow up?
Yeah.
Like, why are you 50 years old still in the club trying to be a player no more?
Yeah.
I don't even play, I just crush your life. Like, at what point do you want to stop? And they have, this society has been so, what's the word I want? It's the D, not, and forgive me, again, I told you I had COVID. So COVID fog is very real. I really didn't believe it was real until you start experiencing it and you forget half your vocabulary. You can't forget. I forgot my daughter's name. I ain't gonna lie. I forgot my daughter's name one time. I was looking at her just, hey, baby, how you?
Hey, baby?
Oh, man.
Yeah, sweetie?
Right. Naima, that's it. So society has been very deceiving to us.
Yeah.
It has made us think that everything is cool. And I should have said this in the beginning because this is our mantra at this show also. The United States is the most brilliant and beautiful country that you can ever live in. I'm going to say that hands down, even as a Muslim. It is the best country that you can ever live in because we have founding principles and the Constitution that gives you rights. And the best right that they give you is the freedom of speech.
Yeah, that's true.
No other country really has that. Actually, no country has that besides the United States. The freedom of speech that allows you to say what you want. However, in what you're saying, you will be judged by it.
Yeah, you got consequences.
Yes. But the thing about also the freedom of speech is that they're now trying to take away this right.
That's true.
They want you to say things that caters to their demographic and way of seeing things. So we here at Cocktails Conversations will not be kind of filtering into that. And if you don't like it, hey, kick rocks. Barefoot too. But the reality is, let somebody speak what they got to say. And and if you don't agree with it, just leave them alone.
Exactly.
You are this new council culture I really hate because now there's no freedom of speech and you have to be careful what you say because it's going to affect your livelihood. And I understand it to a degree, but where's the freedom of thought, freedom of speech?
Exactly.
So anyhow, well, going back to what I was saying is that this culture has become so deceiving and giving us an over-inundated amount of information that TikTok, all your social media, period, all social media is given where it's a distraction for every single person.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out, again, what's best for you, as you were just saying. Do you sit up on TikTok, social media all day And we saying TikTok because TikTok is on the news so much right now because of the government want to cancel it down. And I was looking at TikTok the other day as they were online. TikTok is more advanced than any other social media that you have.
Oh, yeah.
Because all these AIs that they have on there, it can change your voice. It can give you different filters. It has the ability to put these different things up around your head, and you can move your head. I said, bro, this is some advanced technology that no social network is really going to give you for specific reasons. But we get back to that one. The deceiving is to make you think or make you stay on these social networks.
Exactly.
All day long. What are you doing?
And they've literally biohacked. They literally studied the human body, the human response, human chemistry, and figured out what will make you tick and what will make you talk. But what's weird, like, they talk about how the American TikTok is vastly different from the Chinese TikTok.
Yes.
And in China, they have, all of the innovations and math competitions and, things that are going to make you a more positive individual.
Mm-hmm.
You go on our TikTok, depending on who you following, you seeing fight videos and, everybody doing the exact same dance and the exact same challenges.
Right.
There's no thought. However, you keep going down that rabbit hole, and that's what I like about our society.
Rabbit hole.
It just reminds me of what you are will attract to you. So the more you keep going, something's going to catch your eye. That's why I love people like, oh, what's going on with chaos? I love chaos because it reminds me of fire, and fire is purifying. In the chaos of information, and this is why I love distracted information, because it forces you go, we just left the age of what people are telling you to think. There was only one source where you were getting, and now you're getting it from everywhere.
Right.
Every different angle. And you know why I like that? Because people don't know what to think. And they'll be forced to think. You don't need to be told what to think. You need to learn how to think.
I like that.
And that's the one thing that we are missing. And I'm glad that it's happened because it's forced you to use your brain. Like a child. A child don't know what's going on around them. They learn. You can't teach a child to walk. You can't teach a child to talk. What you can do, and people go, oh, I train. No. Children learn to do that. Children aren't taught math. They learn math. What it is they gather the concept. Like if you're a baby and you're walking, no one can teach you how to walk. You have to get out there and actually try. You have to get up, learn your balance. Your head too big. You're going to lean to one side. You're going to lean to the other. And as you grow and develop and as you learn your body. You learn what's going on. You fall, you get back up, and you keep going until you do it. Same thing with math. Same thing with learning ABCs. To a child, that's just a song. They just sing ABC. They don't know what they're talking about.
Come on, talk about that repetition. But doing it to do it.
As they go along, they start understanding the concepts of what it means. When they're looking at this 1, this is 2, this is 3. And when they gather things, I understand this group of things. This is what the quantity is.
Right.
And so they're learning. You didn't teach them. You may have put them through a training program, but we've all had a bad employee or something like that. We've trained them and they don't get the concept. It takes for you to be able to do that. And that's what we do with social media. People are learning. People are developing themselves. They're understanding, okay, well, I'm hearing this from this perspective. And then they'll listen to something else that will completely blow their minds. I've never thought about it like this. I never thought about it like that. Because no matter what, sometimes, whether you like it or not, you hear the opposing opinion. You might not agree.
Ooh, talk about that opposing opinion.
So here's the thing about what pisses us off is because there's always multiple ways of seeing anything. You on one side, I'm on the other side. You see it from the left, I see it from the right. But we both see it.
The same thing.
We have the same perspective. We have a different perspective of the exact same thing. And both of us are right. There's no one way to view anything. And the thing about an opposing opinion, whether you agree with it or not, you heard it. But the thing is, in the middle, there's truth. Somewhere in all of that, there's truth. Truth don't give a fuck who mouth it come out of.
It does not.
It doesn't. It does not care if you're black. It does not care if you're white. It does not care if you're smart or dumb.
It's the truth.
It will, and you can learn truth from anything. Sometimes it'll hit you. You'll be watching an animal, or you'll watch an insect, or you'll watch a sunset. It doesn't have to come from a person. And this is what I love about it, is because we're looking for answers to come from somebody. We're looking for the next leader. And the whole point is, I don't need a man leading my household. God has given me enough of my own self, my own ability to lead myself. I can come to him for the source. Once I get to a certain period, I can do it on my own. Now, I'm thankful for having the brain that I have. I'm thankful for having the atmosphere. We've hit the lottery. We're black men.
Was he hit the lottery? Hold on.
I mean, honestly.
No, I thought it was money.
When you look at it, and I heard this on TikTok.
TikTok.
So the guy was like, hey, he said something like, if I gave you $1 million, would you be happy? He was like, yeah. He said, if I gave you 10 million, would you be happy? I was like, yeah. He said, what if I gave you the 10 million? I told you couldn't wake up tomorrow. You give that 10 million right back.
Right.
So that means that every waking day is worth more than any amount of money that I can give you. You understand what I'm saying? And so when we look at that, we hit the lottery. But we've hit the mega lottery. We hit the mega millions, mega billions, because first of all, we live here in America. We live in this age.
Come on, bro.
We live in this time. We could have been born at any time.
You could have been born in 1800s.
You see what I'm saying? Or 1600s.
A black man born in 1655, bro.
You know? But we're in America now. We get to experience the internet. Like, I can talk to you. They can hear us. I can have a whole full-fledged relationship with a person who's across the planet. I can have a relationship with a robot and not know it. A lot of guys playing online for that.
Let's not go there. We're going to start wrapping this up because it's the first one. We just wanted to kick the conversation. We got about 2 minutes left on this one.
So if you would like to hear more, please.
Now, we'll be back next week, man. This is like our first one. No excuse. That is my real thing this year. Like, a lot of people are not agreeing with some moves that I'm making currently. However, I look at it like, bro, you almost died 2 years ago. When I say I almost died, like, my brother's the doctor. He called. I sent him my exit papers, and he calls me like, as soon as I'm driving. He calls me. He's like, "Bruh, did you read this?" I don't know what this stuff is. No, I didn't read it. He said, "Read it." I said, "Bruh, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know what this is. So just explain to me." So he screenshots it and he shows where it says your organs shut down.
Man.
And it hit me again. That's like my second, third time. And each time I've had my introduction to death in my life, I become another way of, it takes me a few minutes, but I have a whole new way of looking at life. And my way of looking at life is just that, no excuse, bro.
Yeah.
So we're having no excuses with nothing that we're doing. Cocktails and Conversation, we're back. And it's not what you think it's going to be. Every day it's going to be something different, but it's going to be the same thing. Our Cocktails and Conversation is not about relationships with men and women all the time. We're really more dealing with interpersonal relationships. And then it goes out. So people thought this was going to be about drinking and sex and love and everything else. Because I have my own, my own little, the Yams creation thing with my relationship development. But even with that, it's always about the relationship that you have with self and the relationship that you're building with others. But it still begins with self. Because if you ain't got me right, I can't get us right.
That's right.
So we're here. I hope you all tune back in. This is something different. Again, we're going to get this back going because we've been dead for a while. I'm pumping life back into it. But in my life pumping, I'm going to bring on guests. And each one is going to be giving you some different perspective about life. So Cocktails and Conversation. Your boy Yamalo. My big homie Tim. We out this. All right.
Peace.